So into this video, I'm going to teach you a professional technique for installing a niche in your wall. And this isn't just going to be a little cubby for 2 or 3 bottles. We're going to go a little bigger and sexy. We're going to make it a nice full long shelf, 16 inches high. And I'm going to show you how to design it and build it so that it finishes right on the edge of your tile work, so you don't have a bunch of little slivers all over the place. So today's world, everybody's building a shower and they all want to have a shower niche. They love the idea of a built-in storage, solution without having racks and extended poles and things like that screwed to the tile. So what it is most niches are designed to fit in between the wall cavity spaces, and it's not always convenient. Let's face it, a lot of times bathrooms got a lot of different mechanical running in them, and you can't always get a niche where you want it, when you want it. So what I'm going to do here today is show you how to build a niche that's the right size for you and your lifestyle. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take up 2 cavities. We're going to go 16 inches tall. And I'm going to show you how to plan it and lay it out so that your tile is always on the edges and you're not going to have stupid little slivers. Now here's how we do it. So this product we're using today is a 4x16. And when you add a 1/8 inch grout line to every one of these tiles, you end up with a 16-inch height that we're going to be working with. Okay, so first of all, we want to mark on the wall. We're going to make it 16 inches, and that is finished tile to finished tile. All right. Second thing we did is we took a laser level out and we put a line on this wall, and we've marked my laser line. Now, you also want to take your same measurement and rough-to-mate where your tile is going to finish. If we go to about 20 inches, as a start, and then that'll take it up to 36. About this tall, about this high, okay? That'll be nice. If we go any higher than that, it starts getting too high, so it's not functional for the tub. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just mark off our 20 inches right here, okay? Now, tubs are never perfectly level, so what we're going to do is we're going to build this backwards, thinking from the beginning, from the end. We're going to use this back wall as part of our shower. We're going to be cutting out pieces of wood, and then we're going to have a shelf. So if this is going to be the height of my tile, I now have to take 1.5 inches off, right where my level line is. And that's where I want to cut, because what I want to do is I want to add a brand new 2x4 in here, and I want to install it so it's got a little bit of a slope to it. So we're going to take this original line, now becomes where I want my frame. Okay, so that'll become my finished tile edge. If I cut here plus 2x4, I have finished tile edge, but I also have the thickness of my drywall to consider and the thickness of my tile to consider. Okay, so the way that we do this perfectly is we take all of that into consideration and we'll drop another 1/2 inch off of there. Okay, now just for flexibility's sake, because you can always add a little more cement to the back of your tile to get it to the perfect height, take another 1/8 of an inch just to give you a little bit of mercy, okay? And that'll work out fantastic. So now we're going to take that number, 17 3/4, we're going to translate that all along our wall. When we're building our tile, if this is our wall, all right, and we have every 4 inches we have another tile, we're going to go 4 rows. Visually, when you look at that, you want to see 4 finished rows. Outside, you're going to have 4 finished rows. Inside the shower, we're also going to have a tile from there up, plus backer board, plus 2x4. Okay, so we want to take that same thickness of that assembly. So it's 1.5 inches plus 1/2 inch is 2 inch. And then that extra 1/8 again, because we can always use extra cement. So we're going to add from here, which was 17 3/4. We're going to add 16 inches, plus we're going to add this assembly twice, okay? Which ends up being 2 1/8, and then 2 1/8. We add all that together, and that'll give our measurement for where we cut in the top. So there we go, 10, 20, 33, 35, 37, and that's 1/4, 38. 38 inches. And that'll be our finished cut. Okay, so just so that I can help clarify this one more time. This is my cut line plus the thickness of a 2x4 plus a piece of drywall plus a piece of tile plus a little bit of Mercy plus my visual, that becomes my visual front edge of the tile, all right? Plus 4 rows up plus a 2x4 plus drywall plus tile plus Mercy takes me to this height. My actual finished tile height is going to be down here. But I want to cut up here so I have room to make my build out. My finished tile is here, my cutout is down here, so I have room for the build out. If you map it out this way, then all you have to do is cut this piece of 2x4 out, roll it over, and then we can build our new frame. You go nice and deep, and then grab the 2x4 and twist it while you unscrew. Establish a little bit of a slope, and I'll show you why. Because I see a lot of guys, they'll use the tile to create the slope for the shelf, but the reality is that the waterproofing membrane that you're using in your shower needs to have a slope for drainage as well. That's ultimately where these things will fail. Time and time again, I've seen situations where we had to do service work for guys that didn't make sure that the slope itself was in the framework. So there's all those different layers of construction, and if you don't always have that slope established from the very beginning, anytime water gets in behind the tile, which is why we use a waterproof membrane for protection, then you're going to run into a problem where it's pooling. So it might not leak, but water that's sitting somewhere goes gray and stinky, and it's going to really wreck the environment that you're showering in. And let's drive some screws in. You'll see that I'm really sticking out over here because walls are never square. That's why I started here flush to the front of this. Now I'm going to stick my screw in here, and I'm going to use this to drive all this back. Nice and flush. Now we're going to measure from my lead edge to my top, which is going to be 17 and just under a quarter. Just under. Perfect. Here we go. This shelf will now carry 360 pounds. We've got lots of structure. It's more than necessary. It's got a slope, so no matter what we do from here moving forward, we know that our finished product is going to drain and it's not going to cause any problems. Here we go. So we can visualize our shower nook. And you'll see that now we have enough room left over for 2 layers of drywall, plus some cement and a little waterproofing membrane, and a little bit of room there for Mercy. So we can be sure to line up things perfectly on our grout line when we build the front of our shower. 5 rows high. There's 4, there's 5. Loving it. There we go. So the material we're using in the bathroom here is the water resistant and mold treated drywall. This is good for wet areas. And it's funny because, you know, back in the old days, the green drywall came out first. It's late 70s, early 80s, I think. And it was just designed to be more water resistant. Later they added blue drywall, and that one was mold resistant. Now they've gotten rid of most of that product, and now it's all green, and we're back to mold and water resistant in one. So if it seems a little confusing, it can be. And if you want to learn how to do drywall like a pro, check out our video, A to Z drywall. It's going to be linked at the end of the video. Now it's time to just cut it out with the RotoZip. Remember this great cutting tool? It's got a pilot bit on here, so this runs against the frame of the 2x4 in behind the wall. And we just cut in a counterclockwise motion. So what we have left to do now is we're just going to cap all of our wood with drywall, and then we're going to add our waterproof membrane. Now the reason we're putting drywall on is because you don't want to attach membrane directly to wood. Because wood expands and contracts and drywall doesn't, when you build a system out of drywall and seal it and then waterproof it, it will maintain its integrity and its size. We can let the wall expand and contract all we like in behind it, but we want to make sure that our membrane stays as one piece. And we don't want to count on the membrane adhering to this wood and not opening up cracks as it expands and contracts. We are using a water and mold resistant drywall for the interior of the shower. This is a traditional drywall. It's nothing special about it at all, but it helped get depth in the nook. We don't want to add another layer of drywall when all we need to do is waterproof it. Now this is not RedGuard. Don't worry about your eyesight. This is actually a product from Mapai called Aqua Defense, and this is a RedGuard-like membrane. Now I know RedGuard got a lot of mention in YouTube videos. I've used it before, other companies use it, and one of the reasons you'll see it a lot is because that is the brand name of a product that's being sold at the local building store. And it's a little bit on the expensive side, but it works great. And as far as options for most homeowners who don't know where to shop, going to the local building store and buying a roll-on membrane is a fabulous solution. Now, Mapai's Aqua Defense is, in my opinion, a superior product. Now, we don't have to worry about finished drywall edges or anything like that here. We're just going to paint this all in, and you'll see real quick in a hurry that when I go do the second application of this product, which is required, that I'm going to have one hell of a seal. All right, folks, so once the first coat is pretty much dry, just come along, put your second coat on there. All right, be real generous with it. There's no such thing as too much waterproofing system. And it is pennies a glass in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you're enjoying this kind of content and you have yet to subscribe to our channel, then I suggest that you do so. Give us a thumbs up if you like this kind of stuff so that we have an idea of what it is that you'd like us to bring for you. And if you have just subscribed, then hit the little bell notification so that you'll be notified every time we have a new video coming out, which is pretty much guaranteed every Saturday night at 9 Eastern Standard Time. So to see how this project turns out, check out the link at the end of the video and see our reality RenoVision episode on this bathroom. Click the video to see how this project turned out.